By terrible tragedy and still breach the boundaries of decorum in pursuit of a passionate life lived to the full. The evidence in Alma's case is controversial. She is routinely accused of massaging the facts to serve her own legacy, of suppressing or editing her husband Gustav Mahler's published letters to remove critical references to her, for instance. Acts seen, particularly by Mahler scholars, for whom she was for some time their principal source, as tampering with the archive. In addition, she burned all of her own letters to him, which arouses suspicion about her intent among frustrated scholars. These claims have been exaggerated into the prevalent view that anything written by Alma is bound to be inaccurate or self-serving, which in my view considerably undervalues her witness to her own life and the history she lived through. With this caveat in mind, I have drawn as far as possible on primary sources. I have drawn more extensively than previous commentators on the private diaries Alma wrote in her late adolescence between 1898 and 1902, which were published in 1998. I have quoted extensively, often for the first time, from the unpublished typescript of her later diaries, covering July 1902 to 1905, 1911, and 1913 to 1944, which are preserved in the Mahler Würfel papers at the Kislak Center for Special Collections, Rare Books and Manuscripts at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Believed to be an accurate copy of her original diaries, they include some clear alterations in her own bold handwriting that I have acknowledged in the text. This invaluable source is the spine to my narrative of Alma's life, the voice to which I have listened to penetrate this kaleidoscopic personality. The diaries are the record of her most intimate feelings, ambitions, her palpitating self-doubt, her candid comments on people and events. Because I used mainly the entries written on the day or very soon after the events, they have an immediacy that conveys honesty rather than the structure of recollection. And because a private diary provides the space to vent feelings and to work through emotions, they are raw and sometimes shocking in their candor. Her unpublished 614-page typescript memoir, Der Shimmernde Weg, The Shimmering Path, also in the Mahler Würfel papers, is an interim autobiography based largely on her diaries. It covers the period 1902 to 1944, and though less immediate, it was begun in 1944 and abandoned in 1947, it remains an important record. I treat her autobiography, And the Bridge is Love, ghostwritten when she was 79 and published in 1958, as a far less reliable source. It reveals a harder, more cynical persona, which lends credence to her hostile legend, and has been the principal source for at least 2 previous biographies of Alma. Recognizing its inaccuracies, I have quoted from it only when absolutely no other source was available. Alma's Gustav Mahler, Memories and Letters, first published in 1946, and Gustav Mahler, Letters to His Wife, edited by Mahler's respected biographer, Henri-Louis de Lagrange, and published in 1995, are valuable sources. Additionally, several archive collections, in particular the Mahler Würfel papers at the University of Pennsylvania, include Alma's correspondence with the numerous personalities in her life. Few first-hand witnesses remain, so I am extremely grateful to Marina Mahler, Alma's granddaughter, for several long and entirely enjoyable interviews, for her insights, for her hospitality, and for the invaluable help she's given me throughout. I have used in evidence the voice of Anna Mahler, Alma's daughter, recorded in interviews with Peter Stephen Jung, the biographer of Alma's third husband, Franz Würfel. Anna called her Tiger Mummy. She was a big animal, and sometimes she was magnificent, and sometimes she was abominable, Anna recalled. neatly encapsulating